do it all in style. From the mountain to the ocean, when we do the leeward side, and it's breakfast with Bob.
Thank you, Poncho Man. Welcome, everybody. Breakfast with Bob from Kona at Huggo's on the Rocks. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spas as Fuels, right fuel, right time. HOKA, Fly Human Fly, Deboer Wetsuits, Quintana, and of course our Challenge Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, Mr. Jonas Hoffmann from Germany. How you doing, Jonas?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's beautiful here. I enjoy really my time and looking forward to the race on Saturday.
And you saw whales yesterday?
Yeah, not yesterday, but a few days ago. We went snorkeling and saw pilot whales. It was very beautiful.
But they tell you, don't go in the water until we know that there's no sharks, because sharks hang out with pilot whales.
Yeah, for sure. And on the way back, the Magic Sands beach was closed because of a shark over there. So it was funny.
That is wild. Now, is this your first trip to Hawaii?
Yeah, first trip here.
Very cool. And what got you into triathlon? How old were you when you got in?
Yeah, I was, I think, 14 when I really started.
Yes.
But before I was dreaming of doing triathlon.
Yes.
But there was no club for triathlon in this young age around. So I started as a runner and then later on I got into triathlon.
And were you motivated by like Sebastian Kienle, Jan Frodeno? Who were your guys?
Yeah, I think Sebastian Kienle and Andy Raylard, so the Raylard brothers at the times. Yeah, I was fascinated because of the pictures from the Ironman Hawaii.
Yes.
So it was it was definitely a childhood dream.
Yes.
And then I was very lucky that around my hometown there was a small triathlon, or maybe a bigger triathlon, where all the good athletes like Sebastian Kienle, Andy Raylard and so on competed. And I watched there all the years the races.
You were a little kid watching these guys, thinking, okay, that'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. Okay, so when did you decide, were you originally trying to do the ITU and go to the Olympics, or was it always longer distance?
Yeah, I started with short distance races. So in Germany we have the Triathlon Bundesliga.
Bundesliga, yes.
Bundesliga. I raced there several years, but I think I'm a very good runner.
Yes.
And I like to run longer distances.
Yes.
And I like the longer distance also in training. So for me it was always clear I want to go to Hawaii. So yeah.
If you want to go to Hawaii, you got to do longer distance.
Yeah.
And when I look at in 2024 your race in Frankfurt, when you go 7:37, you run 2:34 off the bike after a 4:07 bike ride. That's a great race.
Yeah, for sure. It was for me my best Ironman so far.
Yes.
So it's only the second season I do Ironman races.
Yes.
Before I did the 70.3. And yeah, it was definitely my best race. And I could prove that I'm a strong runner with the 2:34.
Yes, you are.
On a exact course, I would say, in Frankfurt.
Yes, measured well, yes.
Second fastest time behind Christian. It was a very good race, I think, and I'm very happy that I could qualify there for Hawaii, because the start into the season was not so good. I had a very bad race in Texas.
Yeah, 16th at Texas.
Yeah, 16th. I did some mistakes, but I think you have to do some races to learn, and this is sport, and I'm very happy that I could have done a better race than in Frankfurt.
So what did you learn from Texas? What mistakes did you make?
Yeah, I definitely went too fast into the bike ride, and the cooling was not so good. So it was also very hot in Texas, and I think I could learn a lot from the race in Texas for the race here in Hawaii.
No question.
Yeah,
because when I look at a 2:58, that's not you. That's not. You were struggling. I bet you did a fair amount of walking in that race.
Yeah, not walking, but at some
really
times
slow
in the race, it was only about finishing the race.
Right. But you know what? You did finish the race. It would have been easy to go, I've got other races coming up. I'm going to drop out and get ready for those races. But you didn't.
Yeah, I think I always try to finish the race.
Yes.
I think there are a lot of races, and you can easily go out of the race and concentrate on the next race. But it's always triathlon, and especially Ironman, it's always about finishing the race. And unless there's no mechanical or something else or healed issues that you cannot finish the race, I try to finish the race.
So after Texas, you got third at Krejko, and then another seventh, and then a seventh is LMZ. But that Frankfurt race really sticks out just because your times were so impressive. What do you take away from that Frankfurt race? Because you're racing against Christian Blumenfeld there, and all those same guys are here.
Yeah, I think the Frankfurt race showed that I could run really fast after a hard bike ride.
Yes.
So I think I'm one of the fastest runners here.
Yes.
I have a 10-kilometer personal best of 29:26.
Oh, that's your PR, 29:26.
Yeah, and a half marathon of 1:05. So I think I have good.
You think you run pretty well?
Yeah, I run pretty well, but until Frankfurt, I haven't shown it in Ironman races.
Right.
So I'm very happy that I could show it in Frankfurt.
Yes.
And also I had a crash on the bike section after around 30 kilometers. And
in Frankfurt?
Yeah, I had to crash there in Frankfurt, and I had to close the gap. So I was very, very lucky that I could close the gap. So I had to dig in very deep.
Yes.
And so it also was a good sign that my bike has got a lot better.
Yes. So in 2023, so you did Nice. You went to the World Championships. Did not have the race you wanted, all right, 20th. But was that your first World Championship?
Yeah, first World Championship. Yeah.
So you learned from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because when people come to the World Championship, they're not focusing on anything else but the World Championship. So they're not thinking, oh, I'm getting ready for Ironman Arizona. I'll race through this race. They're ready to win that race. Period. Yeah. What did you take away from your first World Championship that could help you here?
Yeah, I think World Championship racing is a lot different to normal races, and especially with the many good athletes, very strong athletes here.
Yes.
And also here on Hawaii, it's I think different to Nice. In Nice with the hilly course, it was a little bit more of doing your own race, but here with the tactics and so on, it's very difficult when I think 15 or 20 athletes are all together on the bike.
Right.
Yeah.
And so in Frankfurt, did you have that? Was it a lot of people together on the bike until you had your crash?
Yeah, it was definitely a Frankfurt. It was a very strong race. I think Frankfurt was a good preparation for Hawaii.
And heat? You're okay running in heat?
Yeah, I tried to train it the last week. We will see on Saturday.
But it seems like you're as that type of runner, a guy who's running 2:34, that you would do well in heat.
I hope so. I hope that for me as a smaller athlete, it is a little bit easier. But I think the training sessions here went very smooth, and the heat was not so the problem.
Right.
But it's different in race, I think.
It is because the competition is so. And this type of course is a power course on the bike. And riding with those guys, Magnus and those guys, the bigger guys are going to push a lot of watts. Him and Sam Laidlaw and the rest of them.
Yeah, I think for athletes like me, it will be difficult on the way back from Harvey in the descent. So I was there in training a few days ago.
Yes.
The wind was so strong, it was difficult to stay on the road.
But that's what's great about that road from Hawi out and back is every day is different. Yeah. Every time.
I went there 2 days later.
Yeah.
And it was so much better.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you don't know. It could be raining out there. It could be blowing wind. I've seen people get blown off their bikes on that road ride back from Hawi. It's a little crazy.
It's crazy here with the weather conditions. So sometimes the wind changes. Then you have backwind, headwind. It changes so often.
Right.
I don't know it from Europe.
And you don't deal with that much in Europe, right? The wind is usually not that much of a problem.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the heat is a big factor here, but I think also the wind on the bike will play another big factor.
That would be a big factor. What are you thinking about in terms of what would you be happy with here, placing-wise?
Placing-wise, I think last year I was 20th in Nice.
Yes.
And a step forward, top 15 would be fine for me.
That would be good for you.
Would be good for me. Yeah.
Especially because you'll probably be running by a lot of people at the end of the marathon. Yeah,
definitely. I think the field here is very strong. Yes. For sure. World Championship on Hawaii, and my preparation was not the best. The last few weeks I was a little bit ill. Had to stop training for 1 week, and the week afterwards was not so good.
Right.
So I just had the 1 week of good training here on the Big Island before the flight here to Hawaii. The training was a little bit struggling. Yeah.
Right.
So top 15 would be great.
Sometimes people have their best races when they're sort of forced to rest before this race. I've seen it over and over again.
I hope so. Yeah, would be very good.
And after this, after Kona, are you going to 70.3 Worlds? What's the rest of your season?
the season is finished for me then after Kona.
After Kona?
Yeah, I finished after Kona. I think it is a long season from
Texas. Yeah, that was way back.
Yeah, so it's a long season. I want to recover a little bit and then start training for the next season. So next season with Ironman Pro Series, a lot of races on the calendar will be again a long season.
Yes.
So I think it's a good idea to stop, recover, and then start training again.
So Ironman Pro Series, that just started this year. You've enjoyed being part of that?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a great opportunity to race against the best athletes more often in the year.
Yes.
And very competitive fields, nice courses. So I really liked the race in Austria, Salam Sea.
Yes.
This was a very great race. So I enjoyed.
When you look back, is Frankfurt, do you feel the best race you've had?
Yeah, Frankfurt was for sure my best Ironman race.
Yes.
And I think the 7th place in Salam Sea on paper is not the best result, I think. But the race was good 2 weeks after the Ironman. So
2 weeks after Ironman, you got 7th in Salam Sea.
And it was also a competitive field.
Very competitive.
So I think 2 weeks after Frankfurt, it was another good race.
Now, did you feel that you were recovered when you were racing LMZ, or you just made your way through?
It was interesting. So the swim and bike was very good. I think I had maybe my best swim and bike performance on the 70.3 distance. On the run, I felt the Ironman. So yeah, on the run it was difficult, but swim and bike was great.
But what's great about that is that's how you find out, right? You find out. So some people find out that, you know what, I could race a couple weeks in a row and do really, really well. Yeah. And that's for you getting those two great results. You know, a 6th and a 7th is pretty impressive.
Yeah, thanks.
I love that. So we know the rest of your season is you're done. And so would you just go back to Germany and just relax and then start planning next year?
Yeah, exactly. I go back to Germany. My girlfriend is teacher, so we have to go directly back to Germany after the race.
Yes.
On Monday, we can enjoy the Sunday here with the after party, and then go back to Germany, relax a little bit, and then start training in cold Germany.
Yes.
And then I think in January or February I will go to training camps to train in a little bit more warmer conditions.
Lanzarote
or Fuerteventura, Mallorca, we will see.
Somewhere, but not Germany.
Yeah, somewhere.
Jonas, a pleasure to get to meet you. Thank you for taking time and chatting.
Thank you, Bob. It was very nice here. Thank you.
And Poncho Man, take us out.
'Cause on the island, we do it all in style. From the mountain to the ocean, windward to the leeward side. And it's breakfast with Bob. Cheers.